Most people heading into retirement are following the same playbook. Save as much as you can, invest in the market, withdraw 4%, and kind of hope it lasts. But what if I told you that the 4% rule is broken? And that there's a legal, simple way to double your retirement income without risking your principal or relying on Wall Street? In this video, I'm going to show you how to give yourself a 100% raise in retirement. You heard that right, my friends, 100% raise, doubling your retirement income without taking more risk or saving any more money while protecting your wealth and never running out of money. Now, first off, my name is Ryan D. Lee, and this is the Wealth Outside of Wall Street YouTube channel where we help people like you escape the grind, reclaim your time, and build financial freedom in 10 years or less. If you're done playing defense with your money and you want a better way to retire with confidence, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So let's dive in. Let's start this video off with the hard truth. Most people are set up to run out of money in retirement. They follow the system, they've worked for 40 years, they've contributed to a 401k or an IRA, and they were hoping that it was all going to work out for them. But then, as it always does, the market crashes, inflation spikes, taxes increase, and suddenly the retirement dream becomes a financial nightmare. So what's the safe advice that you're given? Well, the advice that you're given is to hopefully not run out of money in retirement. You should only withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year to hope you don't outlive your money. Now, I want you to think about where the 4% rule comes from. Imagine retiring, taking money out of your asset base, out of your 401k or your IRA, and in the same year that you're taking money out of your account, the market takes a downward spiral. In that year, what would happen is your market would lose value based on a market decline, and you would be taking money out of your account at the very same time. That double negative impact causes most portfolios to go in a downward spiral, making them run out of money before they have run out of time. And so in order to try to prevent that number one fear that people have in retirement, which is running out of money, the traditional financial planning is only to withdraw 4% of whatever your portfolio balance is. That's the infamous 4% rule. But here's the problem. Let's say you retire with $1 million. If you're going to follow the safe withdrawal rules that Wall Street gives you, a 4% withdrawal equals $40,000 a year. That's just over $3,000 a month, and that's before taxes. Now compare that to the average retiree who actually enters retirement with just $250,000 saved. 4% of $250,000, that's $833 a month. That's not freedom. That's barely survival mode. And here's what makes it even worse. If your money's still in the market and it crashes during your retirement, well, then you're toast. If inflation rises, you're losing purchasing power. If taxes increase, well, you keep even less of the money that you had. The 4% rule is based on hope. It's not based on certainty. It tells you to spend as little as possible for as long as possible, and that's not freedom, that's rationing. So let me tell you why Wall Street isn't the answer if you want to retire confidently and double your retirement income. Let me give you an example. Back in the day, retirees, they lived off of interest, not principal. They never touched their savings. They let the interest income take care of their lifestyle. But as interest rates have dropped over the years, everyone was pushed into the market. And while the market might grow your money, it's a terrible place to be pulling retirement income from. You cannot afford to take the losses in retirement when you're also taking income from the very same account. Because averages lie. You can't spend an average return in the market. You spend real returns, and real returns are unpredictable. In a year like 2008 or 2022, a 25% loss can destroy your nest egg. Once you start drawing down your principal in a bad year, it's almost impossible to recover. So if you want true peace of mind in retirement, you need something different. And fortunately, this video has the solution for you. It's called a private pension. So let me take a moment and introduce you to this concept that we call the private pension. It works just like the old school pensions that our grandparents once had. You get a monthly paycheck for life, you never touch your principal, and your income is predictable, safe, and backed by real assets with real guarantees. You don't have to cross your fingers and hope the market holds up. You don't have to guess how much you can withdraw, and you never have to worry about running out of money in retirement, ever. So here's how to build a private pension. Number one, you take your retirement savings, whether it's $500,000 or $2 million, you move it into an asset-backed lending fund. You start earning double-digit returns with an 8% guarantee annually, and it's paid monthly just like a paycheck. So if you're not in retirement yet, you can keep your money in growth mode, earning a double-digit rate of return, again with a minimum floor of 8%. And when you're ready to switch over to income mode in retirement, you go from the 4% I hope I don't run out of money rule to an 8% interest-only return paid monthly, just like a paycheck. That, my friends, is what we call a private pension. You never touch the principal, you only spend the interest. These funds are backed by real assets like real estate, something that has intrinsic real value. For every dollar invested, there's multiple dollars of asset value behind it, reducing your risk, increasing your return, and the most important part, giving you the predictability that you need in retirement. This means if something goes wrong, the fund is completely secured by equity, not just paper losses like the stock market. So let's compare. If you have $1 million in a 401k at the 4% rule, you get $40,000 a year with the hope that you don't run out of money before you run out of time. With a private pension, that same $1 million could deliver $80,000 a year. That's 100% raise in retirement, and you're only spending interest. You're never even touching the principal, which means you're never worried about running out of money in retirement. You just gave yourself 100% raise without taking any more risk. So let me introduce you to Leah. She's a member of our communities, and in her 50s, she had done everything right. She had worked her entire career, saved diligently, had built a solid nest egg of just over $1 million in qualified retirement accounts, in addition to some real estate assets. But when it came time to consider retirement, she kind of hit a wall. She realized that her traditional methods of $1 million in IRAs, it didn't go far enough. She realized she had to grow her money to $2 million or more to start to generate the income that she desired at the 4% rule. But the thought of losing 5%, 10%, 20% this late in the game, that would mean a $200,000 hit to her retirement without the time to recover. And she couldn't afford to take that kind of risk. So she started to wonder if retirement was even possible for her. She then learned about the private pension and she made a bold move. She shifted her money from the market to asset-backed lending.
I found Cash Flow Tactics I'm in a personal development program. They started talking about the vault, and they started talking about the importance of alignment with your partner around money. My husband was a little bit, nervous about, well, honey, what are you doing? Are you jumping into this? Maybe you checked references,
This single decision changed everything for her. Her principal became protected. She gained a safe, consistent way to grow her assets leading into retirement at double-digit returns, and the security of knowing at any point in time she could shift her money from growth mode to income mode and deliver pension-like interest-only income. Just 18 months after implementing the private pension strategy, Leah retired in her late 50s. Not waiting until her late 60s, hoping the market was going to work out and grinding it out, she retired early with double the income and now more than a decade of extra time that she hadn't previously planned on. And here's what she said. After 18 months of implementing this private pension methodology, I was able to leave my corporate job of 30 years. My why is time with my husband, travel, good health, and the flexibility to pursue the things I'm passionate about. I'm so excited to be moving into this next phase of my life. My friends, this is what money is really meant to do. It's meant to buy you the peace of mind, the time, and the options to pursue the things that you're passionate about, that are meaningful to you when you're young enough and have the health enough to enjoy them. And this is what happens when you stop following the broken system and build a plan that actually works. A plan focused on income, not just an arbitrary number of net worth. Most people think that retirement means spending down their savings, but what if you flip that script? What if your assets work for you, producing income month after month? That's the foundation of the private pension. You live off interest, you keep your principal, and for the first time ever, you probably start sleeping well at night because you're not worried about what's going on in the market. This isn't just a different strategy, it's a completely different retirement experience. If you're tired of guessing how long your money would last or trying to make retirement work on $833 a month, then it's time to legally double your retirement income with a private pension. Preserve your principal, earn income backed by real assets, and retire with confidence, not fear. And if this video helped you have a different perspective of what's possible for you, do me a favor, like it, subscribe it, and share it with a friend, someone who needs to hear it, someone who also might want to double their retirement income, because friends, they don't let friends retire broke. So until next time, I'm Ryan D. Lees, and let's rise up and live free together.